Hey, welcome back to another Mind on Mike. Here with a very, very special guest. Heritage hails from the islands of Tonga. Legend of the under 20s, grand final winner in the under 20s. I don't know if it was holding cup or Toyota Cup still by then. Also played for the Warriors, played a test match for the Kiwis, carved up for Tonga. And when that whole big thing happened, and even a few games for the West Tigers, Pride's trade in the UK now. Little game with a couple games with Leeds, Salford, and now at Huddersfield. Tuimoala Lolohea.
Oh,
Malo doko fefehake.
good docs. Thanks for having me on your show.
Nah, good to have you, brother. For anyone that didn't hear the jargon that I just spewed, dribbling out of my mouth, tell us about yourself, my dog. Tell us about a young Tui Lolohea and how you got to become who you are and where you are today.
Yeah, quick summary. Grew up in Avondale, in West Auckland. Pretty much grew up from baby till I left home at 21, 22. Played rugby league all my life since 5. Grew up with my father only. Mother passed away when I was a little baby, so had no siblings. But like I said, play rugby league all my life. Been playing professionally 11 years now. Semi-professional for a couple of years, and I was quite fortunate enough to finish high school and go straight into a professional environment. So, I'm probably one of the fortunate ones when I was a bit younger, and now I'm doing my trade over in England, in the UK, Manchester.
You talked about being a young buck and your mum dying young, brother. She wasn't your Tongan, your Tongan comes from your father, right?
Yeah. My
was your mother?
She was Palangi, just white. My dad's, he was born and bred and raised up in Tonga, so 2 complete opposite cultures, and
Did you get to experience any of her family growing up, though?
Not so much. I did know my Nana and that. She's still around and she lives close to home. So dad just pops over here and there to check in on her, and I get a phone call here and there sometimes. So that's quite nice, and obviously it is a bit hard. As she did pass away quite young, I didn't really get to see that side of the family. But whenever you hear that your family or people mention that, I get messages here and there saying, I'm related to your nana, your nana's son is. So it is quite nice to connect with, family from a mother's side that I've never met before. So
Nah, solid. Do you know whereabouts the Palangi side came from originally, or?
No, I don't actually. Even my wife she's asked me questions here and there, and that's probably something that I'm pretty keen on, finding out a bit more. My wife's just found out, like a lot about, her family, and obviously doing all these like DNA things now, and this ancestry stuff. So she's got, family living in America. She's like, what? Like all these people she's never met before. So, that I am pretty keen on doing that stuff, and just finding out a bit more about that side of my family, because I do know a lot about my Tongan side, and obviously being brought up with my dad, whose first language is Tongan, and was born and raised in Tonga. So I do know a lot about that side of my family.
Solid, Doc, solid. Obviously played, like you said, played rugby league all your life. Did you not play rugby union at all until you ended up at Kelston, or?
Yeah, I didn't play any rugby. I've always watched it in there. I played probably 1 game of rugby union when I was at Kelston. And that's because they played against a Tongan team that travelled from Tonga. So they asked if I wanted to jam in that. So that was pretty cool, pretty special. And then I played sevens when I was at Kelston too. So if I hadn't signed for the Warriors, I think I possibly would have taken the sevens route. I had Gordon Titchens at the Sevens, Condor Sevens, which was hosted at Kelston, and I got MVP of the tournament that year, and they were pretty keen to have me come along and train with like the Auckland side and kind of get into the system. But the Warriors scouts were there, and I'm pretty sure it was Stacey Jones, and they were saying, "Nah, you can't touch him. He's one of ours. He's son of the Warriors." So like I said, if I hadn't I was signed probably with the Warriors, if I had nothing, that probably would have been the route that I would have taken at the time, and never known where I would have ended
Who
up.
knows? You might have an Olympic medal on your
Hey, that's
on
it.
your
I
neck,
know.
Docs.
You never know. You never know.
Might have been the difference, Docs. Made the gold medal instead of the silver.
Hey, that's it.
Yeah, solid, Docs. Tell us about Kelston, brother. Even old Mr. Bates, is it? Was he the man?
Oh, Mr. Bates. He was one of my teachers too, and we didn't get along. I tell you that now. So I moved to Kelston in year 10. I think halfway of year 10, and obviously came from Avondale College. It was a mixed school, boys and girls. So as a young guy, I was probably heading in the wrong direction. Just obviously trying to show off in that in front of girls and that. So
Your Michael Jackson dance moves, stuff.
Yo. So Kelston, Kelston probably changed my life a little bit, to be honest. And at the time when I did end up going to Kelston, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna hate this. You used to hear stories, this and that, and it was just the old boys' school. But the brotherhood there was pretty tight, and I bet every person that comes from Kelston could say the same thing about that's probably one of our biggest words was brotherhood. And like I said, it changed my life. I just didn't think I'd be. I don't think I'd be the person I am today if I hadn't gone to Kelston and gone through all the adversity I did. Just education wise as well. Just doing your level 3s and all of that. I probably didn't think I was going to do that at Avondale College. So helped me a lot.
Oh, solid, my brother. You signed at the Warriors at like 13 or something.
So I came into the development at 14 years old. 14 years old. So 14, 15. It was a weird one. I remember the coach, the scout at the time was, I think the development coach, sorry, he was Ricky Henry, who does, I think, the women's team now, the Kiwi Ferns. He was the coach, and I think he came when I was 13 years old, and he came watch me at Mar. I played at Marist, and I never forget it because it was like a weird thing. Like I played against Mangere East when I was 13, and then he came the next year after. We played against Mangere East again at home, and he told me he was watching me win that year, and then next year the same team at home. They invited me over to come and train at the development. I think it was twice a week. So that's how I got into it. So
who was in their Docs at the time? Any breathers that people might know?
Development. The only, it's weird. It's the ones that are. It's like my close crew that are pretty much based over in the UK now. So you've got the likes that have played. They've all played for Warriors too. So like Mason Lino, Sam Lisone, David Fusitua.
That's your cousin, eh?
Yeah. So So like those are the kind of guys that I was in development with at a young age, and I think those are the ones that are kind of playing great at the minute. Jazz Tavanga's in there. They obviously, we were all together through that little period. So
Like Jazz gets a bit of a rap as a pest or whatever. Was he always like that? Like had a bit of that in him?
Yeah, he's always been like that. Even when I played against him when he used to play for Papakura, he was just the same person. So at least he hasn't changed. At least he hasn't changed.
Solid, brother. I'm up the wires to the death, brother. So all day. But Jazz, you gotta have those, but I gotta have those breathers around.
That's it.
So Kelston, brother, how many years do you do there? And obviously, like you said, very, very pivotal years in your time at Kelston.
I did 4 years at Kelston. So when the ruling was when you were in the 20s, you had to either work or study. You couldn't do nothing. So instead of me finishing school and doing anything, I went back to Kelston and I did the service academy. Which was obviously like army based and so that sort of stuff. So I did that as another year, and it was probably, looking back at it now, it was probably a year I wasted in my life. educational wise. But the main reason was I went back and because I played sevens the year before, I wanted to play sevens again and keep our I think we were 3 years in a row at that time, so I wanted to go again and play. And I was all excited, and when it got to the end of the year, I got told from the Warriors that I wasn't allowed to play. So I wasted a whole year to not do it. But
you learn it,
hey, you learn. Sometimes you learn the hard way. So I really did enjoy my time at Kelston, and I've got some really good mates that I'm still mates with till this day. Best mate. It's pretty cool. Even then, just just the teachers too. You know what I mean? Like I said about brotherhood, like they used to joke. Man, I used to have a handshake with the principal. Like it's crazy.
True.
You know what I mean?
That's
like it was crazy. Just some of the teachers there were like they were teachers, but they were like just like cool people you can talk to. I used to joke around with them all the time. So that's what I mean by brotherhood. I think that's how they kind of treated us, and it made the whole experience even better.
Solid. Did they, when you were there, did a lot of the the old boys come back and see you boys, or any of them come back, the old Kelston boys, like Guns?
You'd always see them around. To be honest, they would always pop in here and there. And like I said, once again, I think that was just because of the brotherhood at the school. You know what I mean? And it was such a close tight group at Kelston. You'd always see people, popping in and out. Boys that had just left the year before. You'd see them on the roads, outside the school, the bakery, up at the top shops. You'd always find a way to see them around. It was just because of that brotherhood, I think. Yeah.
What were you said bakery there, Docs? What was your go-to from the bakery, Docs?
Oh, across the road. It was either a butter chicken pie.
Yeah.
Or I'd buy a pie, like a mince and cheese, and I put it in in a bread.
My man.
Actually, and we used to have like a loaf of bread with cream in it. They used to sell.
Oh,
yeah, it was. Oh, that was sick. Yeah, nice. So, wow,
solid.
I know.
Yeah. Recommended for the children.
Hey, these kids don't know now, man. These kids don't know the struggles, then, eh?
100%, brother. Love that loaf of bread, bro.
Hard.
I remember going to people's functions and grabbing chucking things in bread. They're like, "Oh, bro, there's heaps of food there." Like, "Oh, you fellas haven't grown up poor, have you?"
There's a struggles growing up, man.
Yeah. Handy docs. Oh, your old man, brother. Obviously, you and your old lady died early. And rest in love to your mother. But you and your dad obviously formed a solid ass bond, eh?
Yeah, nah, man. People who know me know how close me and my dad were. So growing up, wherever my dad was, I was, or wherever I was, my dad was. That was the kind of relationship we had, and it's funny. Like, man, my dad was popular. Like, so he used to be a bouncer on Key Road, in Auckland, and he used to be one of the top dogs around there. So he's like known. Probably more known than me. So when we used to go for food sometimes in the city, like he's saying hi to like this person, I'm like, how the hell do you know this person? And obviously because of Dad's work. And then when I got older and when I started going out, they're like, "Oh, are you Bowler's son?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh yeah, come." I'm like, "Bro, this dude, he knows everybody." So I was getting into a lot of places because they're like,
not even you play for the Warriors.
I know. It was like, come on. Then I'm like, "Oh sweet, yo, sharp." So yeah, nah, man, my dad was big part of my life, and just obviously he was a bouncer, so he used to work weekends quite a bit, and he'll work on a Friday all night, early in the morning, and pick me up and take me to rugby games. So there was times where, and I've said it in some of the articles, he used to, like, we're driving to the game and would have to stop for him to like just put water on his face. A couple of times he's had to just while I played my match, he stayed in the car just to have sleep so he could drive us home. So those are the kind of sacrifices that he made for me.
What a weapon, dude! What a
weapon! So I am grateful and thankful for what he's done, and
And your story, what a weapon, brother, and what a commitment to make it, like as a father to You obviously want your son to be great, but we're both fathers now, brother, and I think you can understand the love you have for your children. Like, why wouldn't you, brother? But like, still to do it, it's still a great thing, brother. Shout out to the old man, brother. What a legend.
So,
is he still in Auckland now? Or?
Yeah, he's still living in Canal, Avondale, West Auckland, same place. He doesn't want to leave there. That's pretty much where, once he kind of resided into Auckland. He grew up when he did move from Tonga. He lived in Onehunga. That's where he was, and then he ended up at West Auckland. So he doesn't want to leave there. I keep telling him, but he's like, nah, I'm good. So he's happy there. That's the main thing.
Must be missing the little ones there, Doc. See?
Yeah. Nah, he calls me every second day, and now that's at that point. Now he doesn't even want to speak to me. It's like, where's the kids? I'm like, bro, I'm right here. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, where's the kids? I'm like, here we go. So, obviously, seeing, how happy he is to see, obviously, his mokos, and obviously it is a bit hard. I live on the other side of the world, so it's like, he doesn't get that time. Not just my dad, but like obviously my wife's parents. They call every day.
In New Zealand too.
Yeah, they live in Mangere Bridge, so they're calling every day, just keeping that connection with the mokos. You know what I mean? Because you just never know. You know what I mean? And that's why we always try to find time to go back home. Obviously,
how did you meet, Docs? How did you and Mumsy meet?
I known her before, like we met, like I knew of her, and then it was like it's a funny story, to be honest. I seen her on a night out, and the first thing she said to me, she goes, "Are you even old enough to be in here?" Obviously, because
it's that baby face, Docs.
It's because she knew me before, like 18, so it was like, are you? And I was like, cheeky.
I thought you were gonna say, man, are you? Is that your dad?
Honestly, so you old enough to be in it? And I was like, cut it, like,
I'll show you I'm old enough, girl.
Yeah, so now, now obviously 3 kids, married. Yeah.
Shout out,
loving life.
Big love, brother. Like, obviously, if you met a long time ago and like followed you along your journey, brother, probably one of your backbones, or probably the backbone for the household. Hey,
yeah, man, respects my wife. It's obviously she's had to drop everything, from her side of it to follow me and support me, and help me achieve what I'm doing now. So obviously I've moved her over from her comfort zone, obviously back home, and I moved her to Australia, and then now we move her here. So we're obviously we're in a good place at the minute, and our kids are set up in sports school. My wife's set up and she's doing her like courses and all of that. So life's good at the minute, and we're really enjoying it. Keep the wife happy and everything else is good. So happy wife, happy life, innit? That's the life. Hey,
that's it, Docs. What they say, Docs. That's what they say. So true, Docs. Hey, that's it, brother. Hey,
people won't realize until they're married.
If she's happy, Docs.
Hey. People will realize when they're married and got kids. That's the saying.
Yeah, brother. Just even in those moments too, brother. She's always right. Just sweet ass, all right.
Yeah, just sometimes just acknowledge it, even though you're probably right. Yeah, no.
Swallow the pride, Docs. Pick your battles, Docs. Pick your battles.
That's it.
Like, because it's like, if I do this, then am I gonna eat tonight? I'm gonna cook my own food and all that stuff. Yeah, solid, doggo. Obviously 20s, brother. 20s. What's that like? Been played a couple years in the 20s, for the Warriors.
Yeah, man. Like crazy. Just like watching it, like growing up as well. Obviously, that's where like Sean Johnson and them all came through. I used to be in the stands watching them. So yeah, it was a crazy experience playing 20s. I was still in school, just coming out of like school, just finishing in that. So.
But you were still at school when you
I was.
playing.
I think it was my last year. Yeah, it was my last year.
What's that, Docs? What's that like, Docs? Walking around school
man,
and like on TV, Docs.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was cool though, you know what I mean. So, but the experience in 20 was amazing. I played 2 years, well, maybe like a year and a half of 20s. I did my first year of 20s, and we lost in the grand final to the Panthers.
Yeah.
And then
Billy Roberts and the boys.
yeah. We just lost in that one, so yeah, that was a pretty good year. And the year after, I played more cup, and obviously made my grade debut as well.
Yes.
And got injured, and then I ended up playing back in the 20s towards the final series, and we won the comp that year too. So
Got the dub, 2 points, eh?
yeah, we beat the Broncos in the finals in Sydney.
Yes.
So yeah, I've been quite lucky to win a comp in the 20s, but just some of the players you got to play with that obviously all came through grade. It was quite special. It's obviously hard to win competition in any team sport you play, whether it's even just local footy. So just to win something at a semi-professional level was it's probably still one of the moments of my career that I'll remember for the rest of my life.
100. I can imagine, brother. I can only imagine. But shout out to that, and shout out to the squad, brother. But you mentioned before you debuted in grade that year against Manly, was it, Docs?
Yeah, I played Manly. Yeah, played. It was a weird one.
Some weapons in that team still too.
Yo. So I got injured. And it was I did my hamstring in training. So it was my first week back, and I was coming back to play New South Wales Cup, and so I was ready to go. And then got to captain's run to finish. I don't forget because it was captain's run, and I went with Charlie Gubb and Sonny Losi, and we went to watch. We went to watch Charlie Gubb's missus play rugby. It was at College Rifles. And then I got a phone call from Cappy, Andrew McFadden, and he's like, "Oh, he's still around? Are you still around?" I said, "Oh, I'm not too far away." And he goes, "Are you alright to come in? You're gonna make your debut tomorrow. Sean's pulled out. His groin's not well, and I think you're gonna make your debut." And I was like, "Boys, I gotta go. Like, I was buzzing out. So
is this like nighttime by now, Docs, or is it still
it was it would have been like. It was a Saturday, so I think it was about like lunchtime.
Oh yeah, but you
so
got 1 day.
Yeah. So in a way, it was probably a good thing. I didn't have a whole week of being nervous and just everything. You know what I mean? I pretty much had like half a night to kind of prep myself. So yeah, come off the bench that game against Manly. We just lost, but honestly, I'll never forget. Like I remember as soon as I came on the field, Kieran Foran see me come on and spotted me. I think I made 3 tackles in that one set, and it was the hardest I've ever felt. Like I was blowing, just adrenaline, everything hit me in the one go. And I remember after those 3 tackles, bro, this is hard. It was hard. So yeah, no, we didn't get the win, but I remember my first touch as well. Almost broke the line as well. Friendly. Just little moments like that I'll never forget. So obviously, coming on, making probably 3 tackles in a row. I was on the same edge as Steve Maddai. That's who was defending. So it was crazy. Obviously, he's a big name, and man, it was a good experience.
Oh, Doc, you said friendly too. You ended up a part of that try, that one there. You ended that try, Doc.
Yeah. I was on the
over the backwards, sort of just fling the ball. Hey?
Yeah, no, I just had to put the ball down. With 3 guys trying to tackle me, but honestly, it didn't surprise me. Out of all people, Friendly, he was just always that player that he's always in the picture. You know what I mean?
Never give up.
Yeah, he was always, even just when we used to do fitness. Obviously, he was just a fit guy. At the top of everything, fitness, and he'd be calling people hurry up, and people get angry man, we're not as fit as you, man. But that's just who he was. And yeah, out of all people, he was there. And honestly, I'll never forget that try. All over ESPN and everything. It was
the ESPN.
It was sick, man.
Yeah, 100, brother. I'm just a fan, couch potato, because I remember that stuff, brother. Woman. But even when you talk about your debut, brother, what happens? Who do you call first? When you find out, would you tell the boys there, or you go to bring your dad? Obviously,
dad
and you.
I called my dad straight away.
What did the bro do?
Yeah, he was just he's giving me the same speech I probably got told all my life. Just go out there, do your thing, enjoy the moment and that. So, He didn't say too much. My dad, he was fresh, so it was like, like I said, English was second language.
Oh yeah.
So it was quite like broken in there. So he didn't really say too much. He just said, "Do what we've been doing. You've gotten this far, so just got to enjoy it." So it was a debut I'll never forget too.
Yeah, solid. And like only played another 2 more games, was it that year?
Yeah, so I played that game. Then I played the week after against Canberra. We played in Canberra and we pumped them in that game. I played everywhere in that game because people were like cramping. We got a couple of injuries. So I think I started on I can't remember. I might have come off the bench. I played on the wing, a bit of fullback and a bit of centre. It was a weird one. It was like all over the place. And then the week after, I played against Cronulla, and I pulled my hammy again in that game. So that might have been like round 19. Oh no, sorry, it might have been like round 21. And then obviously I was out for like 4 or 5 weeks, and then I came back and played 20s in their grand final.
Yeah, that's 20s off to that grand final.
So I came back and I was lucky enough, still obviously eligible to go back and play. Still in the right age group. So honestly, that 20s year when we won was crazy. We played Parent. I think it was in the preliminary or in the semi, and we were down, and we come back and scored 2 tries with 2 minutes to go to win the game. It was like a crazy experience that we scored, and then I scored the match winner. And honestly, the video ref went upstairs for like 10 minutes because it was obviously a point where like it was, you're going to win or you're going to lose. And it was upstairs for 10 minutes and we won, and I was like, wow, it was just the best feeling ever. Which
and the refs and the Warriors didn't have the best time.
I know. It's still going to this day. That's probably the only call we've ever gotten in our career.
Hey, people think you're like it's a conspiracy. Ain't no conspiracy. It's real, but
it's been like that since I was 18. Still going.
Still going, brother. And like I said, I'm just couch potato fan, brother. We've been watching it for our lives, man. Like, well, it is what it is. It's gonna take them on and try to get the dub. Hey.
That's it.
You obviously you end up leaving the home club and there. What happens there, Doc?
Yeah, that was that was an emotional one for me. I wanted to be a Warrior for life. Obviously, like I grew up in New Zealand. It was the team I watched when I was younger. I used to go there as a kid. So it was like all I ever knew, to be honest. And
I thought I was emotional, G. I wasn't even you. I was like, oh, Lolohea is off our ratchet.
It was an emotional one. I remember the day when I told the boys, that I was leaving. I was in like tears, and just a place that I had known for so long, being there since 14. Like I felt like I was like a veteran there. Like I've been there from 14. I did about 6 or 7 years. Going to the same place every day. Most days. It was just I was at a point in my career where I wanted to play the position that I wanted to play, and I was playing on the wing at that point. And I had never ever played wing when I was younger. It was only when I came into like first grade. But I was probably quite lucky.
Like a natural.
I know. I think I had obviously a bit of speed and a bit of footwork, so it was kind of worked out well when I was on the wing. So I was quite lucky. I scored some good tries on the wing. I played outside. Well, Connie was inside me, so I used to get some nice easy tries there, and had like Blake Ashford. I had David Fusitua at centre.
Distributor too, Blake.
Yeah, and obviously Sean was the half on that side, so used to get some really, really, really good ball off Sean. Had some Tompkins at the back when I was playing.
What was he like? Because obviously he didn't go as good as people had hoped at the Warriors, but
I think he was just quite unfortunate. He had picked up a knee injury, and I think that kind of just bring him down a bit. But I read Sam Tompkins. Not many people probably. Well, I got to be with him.
He's still being a weapon back over there.
Yeah. I got to be with him like every day, so I got to see what he was about. Just his experience, his ball skills was like unbelievable, and it's probably things people don't realize on the outside. Just the little things that he did. Obviously, they wanted the big play, and that's what that's what most fans see. All the big fancy things, and they didn't see all the like little things that probably a lot of NRL players do. We always speak about it. Do the things that people don't see, but your teammates will see and recognize. So that's probably one thing I noticed about him. And like I said, I think he was quite unfortunate with his knee injury, and probably played a big part of probably why he didn't go as good as probably most people wanted, the outside, and probably himself, to be honest. So, I got close with Sam Honkins, and I've played against him a couple of times now over here, and played with him. So yeah.
No, cool, Docs. That's me. But obviously, emotional time to leave. Like you said, home club. And
Yeah.
how does that, like West Tigers? How does all that happen?
Yeah, it happened like quite quick, to be fair. It was the mid-year test in Campbelltown. We played against. It might have been Fiji. It was Fiji or Samoa. I can't remember. In 2017. And yeah, I was playing cup at the time. So Ivan came into Campbelltown and met with me, and he said that Mitch Moses was leaving to Para, and there was an opportunity for me to go and play halfback and make it my position. So not long after that, it all got confirmed, and I was over to the Tigers on a Thursday, and I ended up playing for them on like a Saturday. So it all happened quite quick, and I think at that point in my career, it was a good move for me. It was obviously the World Cup year as well, so I got to play regular.
I was going to talk about that later, but let's just talk about it now, then, Doc.
I got into playing halfback for the rest of the Tigers, so I gained some confidence, and I think that led into the World Cup 2017. And I thought, I had a pretty good World Cup as a young kid, and I think that was on the back of just playing regular first grade against grown men, and just adapting to that kind of gameplay instead of playing against New South Wales Cup. So it was a big part of my career, and I think it helped me massively going into that World Cup year, as you want to talk about now.
Yeah, let's go, my brother. Like, obviously, that's what a lot of people would even know you for, being part of that legendary team and a legendary group of boys to give up eligibility for the countries that they were born in and decide to represent the heritage. Was that always on the cards for you, or were you sort of juggling whether or not you'd play for Tonga or the Kiwis? Because you did have a game for the Kiwis, the year before, was it? Or the year, or a couple of years ago?
Yeah. 2015. So I played for Tonga in the mid-year test 2015 against Samoa. That was in the GC. And then I played for Kiwis at the end of the year, and we toured over to England.
You and Peter on half, was it?
Yeah, and Cody. I was just quite lucky because of the Kiwis were going for a lot of injuries at that time. Sean, I think Kieran Foran, Tommy Lulu. I think there was quite a bit of injury. So I played pretty well towards the back end of that year in 2015. I actually had a really good season, to be honest. I was in the nominees for Rookie of the Year at the Dally M's that year too. So I had a good year, and Mook, Stephen Kearney, he said if I wanted to go on tour. So I played one game, and like I said, I probably got picked probably on pure luck because of injuries, and that's why I was in that squad. So I did play the one game, and ever since then I've just I've played for Tonga for the rest. So the best times of my career playing for Tonga so far, and moments that I'll never forget. Obviously, the World Cup. Some of the series we played, beating Australia, leading the Great Britain team. Beating the Kiwis in their World Cup. It was just crazy times.
Bro, what was it like? Like, obviously, we know as fans, and even though you beat Kiwis, I'm a Maori, proud Maori, but it was cool. But it's cool to see our brothers, doing that thing, especially when you don't get all the money doesn't go that way, or the funding, you know what I mean, all that kind of stuff. So to see you guys, do that, as much as it hurts as a fan, it's also beautiful, to see our island brothers doing their thing. What was that like, Docs, when you beat your country you were born in and for your dad's homeland, my brother? Hey?
Like, unbelievable. Like, honestly, like the fans here, but like just the whole
sea of red,
thing. Oh man, honestly, like we had more fans than the Kiwis that day. You know what I mean? Like you said, it was a sea of red, and that World Cup will probably go down in history just with the way I think the Tongans made the game, with the support they showed us, just the singing in the crowd, it was like crazy,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And people are going to remember that for the rest of their life too. And
Very
to
Tongan
think that,
fans, the
to
best
think
fans
that,
in history,
oh,
but I reckon.
the best fans ever, best fans. But to think
Oh,
that we were losing against the Kiwis in that game too. I think it might have been
yeah.
18-2 or 16-2 at
16
halftime, and
something? Yeah, something like that.
yeah, and to come back and beat one of the best teams, obviously a top tier team, to beat them. Just create that feeling after the game was just like full of swear. I was like, yeah, like, wow, we did it. Like, we
What
were
was the
playing
chat
against
like at halftime, Docs? Like, what was the chat at halftime to be
no,
down
it
and to
wasn't too
come out
bad.
and do it?
It wasn't too bad. Wolfie was just like, just get back to just playing, the way we want to play, be strong, be physical, and just let it happen. Don't go and chasing the game. So, we exactly did that. We scored tries off our strike. Just Dave Fuster scored a hat trick in that game. We used his strength, kicking the ball to him.
I
He's
remember
probably.
Docs.
Oh man, honestly, I
This
scored.
game.
I scored a try off an intercept. Yeah, it was just. Oh man, that when that final whistle went, just tears and just tears of joy, really, just knowing that we beat the Kiwis, never done
Yeah,
before. We made
never.
history, and yeah, it's crazy to think about it. Even now, I got a smirk on my face just thinking about that.
Yeah, brother, and so you
Being in
should,
that
cuzzy.
moment, being in that moment. So,
So you should, brother. So you should, brother. Have that smirky one, cuz you got the dub. It's like everybody that hates on Jerome Lua and them for being
yeah,
cheeky, brother.
he's
Well,
just
beat
won
them
3
then.
years in a row. He's
Beat
won
them
3
then, yeah.
premierships, and yeah, that's it. That's
Beat
it.
them
You know
then
what I
if you
mean?
want them to shut up.
I think like I always see things like if you're not getting hated, you're not doing your job well. You know what I mean? So
That's it, man. That's it, my man. That's it. And then people, I think, people been criticizing since even back in the days of the
oh,
Colosseum, brother. People would have been criticizing the gladiators when they're not even in there with the lions, brother.
that's
So
it.
shut up. You know what I mean? Do your thing, my brother. Do your thing.
Yeah,
Walk them
yeah.
all.
So
Straight up, Docs. But obviously, you went there and then you ended up that England game was crazy, even
oh,
more. Was
bro.
it way more louder than what the Kiwis game
Yeah,
was?
yeah, way more louder. Like I think that game just summed up our Tongan fans, to be fair. And even though like we lost the game, like they were cheering for
Oh, ripped
England.
off, Doc. Stripped.
Yeah, bro. Hey, let's not go there. Let's not go there. Nah, it's one of those things, you know what I mean? And that's just part of rugby league. And
Yeah.
um,
I still don't know why I didn't go upstairs at least. Far up.
like
Yeah.
people have asked me like, what's your like take on it? And I said, if he had just gone upstairs and they said no try, then it is what it is. You know what I mean? But because they hadn't gone upstairs, and what got me is that I've seen a clip of I think Benji Marshall. He got stripped of the ball and he picked up the ball and ran and scored. And I was like, that's kind of like pretty much a similar like picture. Yeah. And because the guy that pushed Andrew Fafita over the line, I played with him at Leeds when I came to Leeds, and I remember talking about it, and he goes, I was scared because I pushed him and he fell on the ball and scored, and he thought that it was going to be a try. So like
true.
even he thought at the time too, like, shit, I've stuffed up here. So, but like I said, it was one of those things. That's just part of rugby league, and like I said, that's. Our fans were. I remember that. Like I've seen like podcasts and like videos, like James Graham saying that's probably the best atmosphere that he had played in, and he's obviously played in like grand finals and this and that, and that was the best atmosphere. They were cheering. They were cheering for England after the game. They were giving more like the Tongan like lays and like all the how we all get the chocolate and everything. Like, they were getting all of that. You know what I mean? Like they felt the love too, which was that's what the game's all about. You know what I mean? Obviously,
even
our fans.
Even that old Auntie Dinah singing a song too, singing the anthem.
Hey, the king was there. The king was there
the
too.
king up in the stadium, man.
So just that whole experience, bringing our, our little country, that's literally like a dot on the map, showcase to the world to see.
Imagine the parties in Tuimoala Lolohea at that time, dog.
Oh, bro, because
did you go back there?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. When we went back there, honestly, it was like. When we got to the airport, so from the airport to the city, it's probably like a half an hour drive. Like the road, because it's just like one road. That road to the city was like just it was like the whole of Tonga. It was like the whole of Tonga came and just we were on a bus. Like, it was bro, honestly.
Like, couldn't move.
We obviously had like a police bus in front of us and like people on the road. They're just getting out ragdolling. People were like move. Like it was just you felt like honestly like you were like a celebrity or like the king or something. Like it was that crazy, but. I mean, that's how proud our people are. Obviously, we will, like I said, it's a small country. It's, some parts of the country are third world. It's like, you know what I mean? We're quite, we don't have everything that other people have. So just that pride, enjoy that, we kind of bring towards our country. That meant more than probably money at that time. So, yeah.
100 docs, because you wouldn't know when to play for Tonga for money, huh? At the time.
No, I remember getting like $30.
The $30, yeah.
$30 at that time when I played in 2015. So, to see how far we've come.
How do they give you that docs in a check? Yeah.
In the envelope in coins.
That's gay. The $30.
Yeah, well, so.
Like, I would have just gave it back, docs. Put it back to the get someone that needs a bread cuz or something.
Yeah, so that's how much a bread costs now.
The actual ridiculous food. Think about being a kid, G, now. Holy Rick. Everything's expensive. We thought it was struggle street back in the days. Holy Rick. Obviously, in good positions nowadays, you'll make yourself, but still, the less fortunate, man. Holy Rick.
That's it.
How they piss you back home, brother? Like how they survive back home with the prices in it? Because I'm in Perth. So, like, the prices of stuff and then the wages just ain't it, brother. I don't know how people be living.
It's crazy, honestly. I feel sorry for some families, you know what I mean?
100 dogs, especially like
2 jobs
my family.
That.
Yeah? What's it, dog?
2 jobs and that, you know what I mean? They got to work just to provide. Obviously, Polynesian families they ain't no just one kid. There's about 5 minimum, you know what I mean? So it's like
hardly ever, dogs.
Hardly ever, man. Far out. So.
Yeah, 100%. But heart goes out to all the fams, man. And I don't know how to even like. Who are we? We can't even change anything, docs? Really?
Nah.
Like,
who are we?
docs. We can talk about it, I guess. But like,
we need the bro Elon Musk. So just donate.
To the bro Elon. Get us some of that Tesla stock, cousin. Send us some of those satellites, cousin.
Bro, far out.
The bro probably can make food, some in a computer or something.
100%.
Elon. What do you reckon about Elon? With the old, what do you reckon on Elon when it comes to like Neuralink and that? What do you reckon about that?
I don't like buying too much of that sort of stuff. But frick, honestly, that guy's got enough money to save the world.
Yeah. I just think it'd be weird to put a fucking chip in your brain, like the
100%. No,
that's
not
like
a normal
thing, kind of stuff for you.
Yo,
weird.
Hey, never know, bro. That chip might explode in there.
Actually,
hey, you know what I mean?
Like, Matrix here. Agent Smith. So obviously, you got the dub. God, well, to me, even though you didn't make the final in that, you won the hearts and minds of not just the like Tongan, your people, but also people all around the world. Dog. And even I think, I don't know, just my thoughts. I think like what you guys did was probably a catalyst for the other rugby, for World Rugby, and them flipping rules and shit, like and letting like Charles Putau and Fekitoa and them go back and play for, because before that the rules were trash for the for rugby union.
Terrible.
Terrible.
That's good.
Like,
it's good. It's good for the game. You know what I mean? I think, but
I think you guys played a big part in that.
I think it opened the eyes of a lot of people, and if you look at the Pacific teams now, it's definitely stronger. Rugby league definitely stronger. Look at I think the 4 main Pacific Islands. I think you got Tonga, Samoa, Fiji. You got Papua New Guinea. Papua New Guinea's in there too. The Cook Islands are still in there. So there's a lot of Pacific Island teams that are probably better than what they were. So I think our Pacific Island teams are challenging the top tier teams at the minute. We're probably not quite there. We're probably not quite there, but we're not far off, and it just makes the game interesting. You know what I mean? Attract more people, and just look how many Pacific Islanders are in the NRL right now.
Literally, is it like 60%?
It's something massive. I remember when I was here, it was like 60% or something like that. So, just shows you how much of influence the Polynesians have in our game.
How many? And then what? Is there only one like PI or Māori coach? It's Benji at the moment, and then
Yeah. I don't know
I
anyone
think that's it.
else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's it.
So
Like hopefully they like start to move
hopefully,
into those spaces as
yeah.
well.
Hopefully. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Tuimoala Lolohea or what?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
Eh? No, solid dogs. But you're right. Even Samoa getting into the final of the World Cup. A couple years back. I don't think even them. Maybe they don't play for them. For everybody doesn't go back for Samoa. If maybe you boys don't do what you guys did as well. I think trendsetters, docs.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So you end up in the UK anyway, docs. So how does that happen? You end up finishing with the Tigers. You end up heading off to the UK.
Yeah, I just got an opportunity to come over here, and I seen the Super League when I was a bit younger, so it was always like in the back of my mind that I want to go to the Super League. I probably didn't anticipate it to be this early in my career, that early in my career, but it happened, and I was like a young guy coming over. So usually in the Super League, you get all the older guys that come to the Super League towards the back end of their career, but I came over quite young, and now I've been here going on to my 6th year over here. I've been quite lucky. It's definitely been a roller coaster over here. I've played in 3 finals over here, and I've not won one, but I've been in 3 finals, which is crazy to think that. So yeah, it definitely has been a roller coaster, and man, it's a journey that I've definitely enjoyed.
Yeah, what's the main differences between just the UK and our competition in our like the Super League or whatever?
Not being like disrespectful or anything to the game, but I think just the consistency in each team week in, week out. I think at the minute they're speaking about changing the competition, and like it's all this like different grading for you to be in the top tier competition in there. So they're going through like a process at the minute. So like obviously London have just come up from the one below us, and they obviously so they got like, I think they got some of their players are like part-time players, so obviously it's a bit harder for them, you know what I mean, and with all this grading stuff, I think they won't be in Super League next year, so it's hard for them to kind of like put everything into this year knowing that they kind of won't be in Super League next year, you know what I mean. So like I said, the game's it's changing them here a little bit, and what they're doing with I don't know the full details of it, but yeah, just the game from like compared to here and there. I think over here though they definitely throw the ball around a bit more. Especially like coming out of your own end. I think they chance the arm a little bit more, and that's probably the difference some of that as well.
Looks like Warriors under 20s.
Yo, pretty much. Man. So yeah, I know a lot of teams do throw the ball around. That's probably a difference too. So yeah, but it's not too far off. It's not too far off. I think from the top teams, like you see, if you watch the World Club Challenge, that's obviously it's quite tight in the top teams in our division. So yeah.
But the gap's pretty big between those teams and then the ones that
I think so at the minute
post relegation.
Yeah,
solid. Do you think are you pro or anti promotion relegation?
Pro. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, it's just, it is. Obviously, it's what playing over in the UK kind of like brings you back to earth. You know what I mean? Like you have to lower your standards a bit. Like you come from the NRL, you kind of get things that you get things for free. You get all these things. You kind of sometimes you take it for granted. You know what I mean? Whereas over here, football's like the big sport over here. That's like
always
like this is football, and we're like down the toilet. So it's like we don't. Yeah, the luxury is not here. Just like little things in that. So obviously, like contract wise, like fans, like just comparing to football and that. So then you play like I think I saw a little bit before we jumped on of Webster. We're talking about the Challenge Cup and that. Like you go and play teams that are in like championship, and like their fields, like bro, it's like playing in the farms. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is the bro was saying.
Like,
holy Rick, and then like they're like downhill.
Bro, yeah. Like if you come from the NRL, you never experience that. You know what I mean? Like, you're playing on on a nice pitch week in, week out. You know, it's
Yeah.
it's never that. But even like local fields, they're not as bad as like some of the fields that I've seen here. Like,
True.
holy, yeah, bro, like bad, man. Like, it's, you know what I mean. So like I said, you kind of have to like lower your standards
Like a
bit,
humbling
and
experience,
yeah, it's
Docs.
just like it's like reality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I enjoy it. Like, and probably like just come over here, no one knows who you are. Like, I live a normal life like someone else would live here, you know. But I play rugby, but I can walk the streets, no problem, nothing, no one like harassing you, like that sort of stuff, you know what I mean? And I quite enjoy that.
No Māoris trying to annoy you for a podcast.
Nah, that's it. You know, I can walk around with my kids in there, and you know, not have to worry about anything. So, that's definitely probably one thing that I enjoy the most. To be honest, is just that kind of freedom that you get.
Yeah, Docs, being a half, how important is the forward pack? Because I think like a lot of times the forward pack don't get as much credit as obviously the shiny halves that do the flash plays. But like that Tongan team, brother, you said like the beastiest forward pack that you said, and like how truly important is a forward pack as a half, brother, to any people that are just spectators out there?
Oh, massive! Like, if you don't have a good forward pack, then we're better off not even playing. You know what I mean? They set the platform for what we got to do, and you know, you could probably make up some ERA stuff like 1 out of every 100. You know what I mean? Without having your forwards, but they obviously set a platform for you. You know, they push each other in the middle. They leave people on the floor for you to do what you got to do. So, I think great example at the minute is if you look at the Penrith Panthers, like look at the forward pack. They kind of see Cleary and Luai, like just like go forward, and then see like all playing people who give them the ball and, you know, good opportunities, and then they make other players look good. So I think that is a massive thing. I think it's important, like very important. We speak about it in our team. You know, if our forwards can front load their energy into bashing each other in the middle and minimizing yards, then you know they probably invest more energy by doing that, but then they get the energy back because we're attacking the trial a little bit more. You know what I mean? So I think it goes both ways. But yeah, definitely a big part in I think any rugby team is having a good forward pack.
Yes, solid, Docs. Docs, before I let you go, I got a couple of questions if that's okay.
Yo.
What do you get up to outside of football, brother? Obviously, we talk a lot of footy here, and like you know, but you're also Tuimoala Lolohea, the human being, the proud Tongan man, proud Kiwi, New Zealander. Like, what do you like to get up to outside of the game?
Man, at this point in my life, honestly, it's my kids' sports. I'm like taxi driver. At the minute in our household, like Monday, Tuesdays, just a chill day because from Wednesday to Sunday, it's like one of my kids has something different on every day, you know. So like I'll get training, come home, sports. So it's just like that's my cycle at the minute. But I enjoy it, man. Like I love it. I love taking my kids to their sports. It reminds me of my dad taking me to my sports. But I've got more than one kid, so it's like on a Thursday, one's got training for 2 hours. So I take all the kids there, they run around. Then on Friday, school, one's got football training, and then Saturday, one's got training, one's got a football match, and then Sunday, my daughter's got 2 netball games. So it's just like, honestly, that's trying to, you know, play around with me playing rugby on the weekends too. So it's at the minute that's been pretty much me. Just my time with my kids being pretty important at the minute, and yeah, like I said, just taxi driver, I take them to the sports, but I wouldn't change it for the world. To see them happy and see them doing things that they enjoy, man, and they got really good there too, which is, you know, a bonus for me. I keep saying to my son, come on, keep playing football. Keep playing football. The money's good over here. Look at Man City, this and that. My daughter's my daughter's netball is going really good too. So she's obviously at 10 years old now. So they're kind of getting into that, you know, point in their life where, you know, I keep telling my daughter, I said, look what Tara does. I said, I play rugby and I get paid to do something I enjoy. I said, you can play netball. You can play netball and get paid to do that. I said, how good would that be? I said, well, you can sit in the office and do that. She goes, what would you want to do? She goes, oh, yeah, I'll play netball. So, that's the life. That's my hobbies at the minute. I'm also I play a bit of PlayStation here and there.
What's your game?
Bit of time. I
What do
just
you
play
like to
COD
play?
with the boys, bit of COD with
Yep.
the boys, bit of banter, bit of.
Are you a whipping or what?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. I'm actually all
Yeah.
right.
Looks good there.
Yeah,
See ya.
we got a good crew over here. So yeah, a lot of the PI boys. That's how we link up. That's how we keep in contact is on the game and that. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's one thing that definitely connects us over here. But yeah, that's pretty much all I do. Or I spend time with the missus when our
Yeah,
kids are
making
at
some more
school.
docs.
Hey,
Yeah,
oh,
let's go.
Let's ask the wife.
Yeah, it's it, para. Do those chores, docs.
Hey, that's it. Get them brownie points. Get the brownie
It's it,
points.
what about you talked about the boys over there, the PI boys? Do you have a solid little community just like outside the game? Do you link up with your families and that, brother? Just to have a little taste of home and like keep a little
Yo,
community or
100%. They got a guy named Carl Hall. He runs the PI thing, and they always try to have like get-togethers. Every month, just like a feed, like you said, a taste of home, and just reconnecting with our people. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
just the PI community. So it's weird because they actually got a Tongan community over here too.
Oh, true.
And they live in Lee. And mate, they did the mean Tongan feeds. They looked after us during that World Cup and their series. They kind of hosted us for food after every game, and it was like pig, loo. It was just like crazy, man. So,
Let's go.
yeah, like I'm over here, so I stay away from all that stuff because dangerous,
Dangerous, eh, dog?
dangerous, bro. Honestly, so
Solid.
yeah.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite Tongan dish?
If I'm being my favorite. It's either loo or it's horse, bro. Honestly, the thing is,
Bro,
I
how
don't have
good is
horse enough.
horse, eh, docs?
I think
Holy frick.
it's horse because I don't have it as often. So when I do have it, it's like, bro, nah, it's this. And
People
then my
don't even know,
dessert
eh,
is
docs? I'm not
nah,
even
bro.
talking about fucking horse is
keep
good, brother.
I keep telling my missus try it, and she's like, no, never. I said it's actually really good. I said, hey, it's funny because I've seen a lot more people trying it these days than probably a couple of years ago, and they say. Bro, like I just watched the video of a guy in New Zealand called Usgang. He's a Samoan guy, and
Yeah.
he had like some of his like African guy try, and he was like, bro, I was like, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Like a lot more people
But
are
the bro
trying
like
it,
fathers taste better than zebra.
and then he started like galloping after that.
Let's go now, brothers. Yeah, solid. I was going to ask this question, but I'll ask it anyway. If you could only have one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be? I know we just touched on food, but if there's anything else outside of horse, or are you just galloping all the way to the end?
If there was one meal that I would want to eat for the rest of my life.
Meal, docs. Yeah, for every day, brother. Every day. Gotta eat this every day, docs. Every day. When Mumsy cooks that badass feed, you're looking over there at her plate, docs. You can't eat it, docs. It's no good.
I don't know. Oh, I'm a seafood guy.
Yeah.
But then it's like, could you eat seafood every day for the rest of your life?
Oh, hey, docs. No, you
That's
find out
gout.
if you get
That's
gout.
gout. That's gout. Hey, you know what I mean?
I gout it, docs.
It'd probably just be chicken or something. You know what I mean? Like or even like a chop suey.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
You.
Like
I feel you.
Yeah. No, I'll say chop suey because that's all right.
Okay, there you go. Chop suey, baby. Let's go.
What would you have every day?
Boil up, cuzzy. Boil up.
Bro, I just had a boil up 2 days ago.
Yeah. Oh, is your mumsy Māori or nah?
She's Cook Island, but like she's got Māori family too. So we just had a boil up.
Because boil up, G.
We could never find pork bones over here, and
true.
we went to the Asian big factory and they had pork bones. They obviously didn't have. They obviously we couldn't find watercress, so we just had like cabbage and like just all that stuff.
Right, watercress, the one for me, cuz.
Doughboys in there too. Had doughboys in there.
Bro. Whole loaf of bread.
Oh, bro, butter, whole block of butter on there.
Tomato sauce.
Honestly.
Boy, what about have you had bacon bones and pull up?
Yo, I used to have it when I was but younger. I had bacon bones in it. Yeah.
Bacon bones. See, that's my favorite. Bacon bones, watercress, doughboys. But pork bones if they got it. Bro, some of these ones over here, cuz some of these pork bones, I'll be like, oh, bro, there's no meat on these ones over here.
The pork bones we got, bro, had heaps of meat on it. I was like,
that's it, brother. Probably because if you go see the pig, you can't see his ribs, brother. Some of the pigs over here, bro. I remember I went to this, where the kids go to pet the things.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
the bro's like, "Oh, this is the biggest pig we got." I'm thinking, why? Because you can see 3 ribs instead of 4. Like, wow, right. Yeah, you can see pig's ribs. What's
Yo.
going on here? Wait,
Wow,
pull
that's
up for me,
crazy that
cousin.
you say boiler, but I just had that. I was like,
Yeah, no, what do you know, Maori? Because it's the nostalgia docs, you know. Like
yeah.
I know you being a Maori and yeah, that's
Sitting there
me, pull
sucking
up,
the
cousin.
bones, bro. Eating
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
look like a bloody
yeah,
hunger stooge when you chewing on those
yeah.
bones.
And if you get hungry, if you get lucky later, might suck something else.
Hey!
Yeah. Respectfully. Nah, yeah. Wait, I'm gonna do this one to you, Doc. Start, bench, cut. West Tigers, Leeds, Salford.
West Tigers. I'd start with Salford.
Yeah. Did you
Was
enjoy
it-
your time there?
Yeah, like I said, I played in 2 grand finals at Salford. For a
Yeah,
team that was a a bottom end team. Played in 2 grand finals there. Yeah, I can't go past that. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I'd start Salford.
You get the
I'd
guillotine, my brother.
I'd bench the West Tigers.
Oh yeah.
And what's the last one?
Oh,
Yeah.
that other team you played for. Oh, this guy.
And I leave them out. Obviously, Tigers.
Yeah.
You know, showed a bit of faith in me.
Yeah.
And so yeah, definitely Salford at the top there for me at the minute. So yeah.
Yes, sir,
Sorry,
my brother.
Leeds. Sorry, Leeds.
Sorry, that other team. Yeah, sorry, that right.
What was that one again? Yeah.
Wait, are they, the rhino in Leeds, brother? Is it a white rhino or what?
Depends what day it is.
It's our Saturday. No.
Oh, it's not a rhino then, it's a bull.
Yeah. Well, because do you know the story of like white rhino? You know how they call it a white rhino?
Yeah.
But it's actually just like Afrikaans for like they call it that's the gray. The word in Afrikaans is like gray is white tea.
Yeah,
But that's why people be like, why is it white? But it's actually gray.
Yeah.
What about one superpower, Ducks? One superpower. Besides all the superpowers you already have, you can have another one. Why? And why do you choose it?
Flash.
Oh, true. Just boost.
Just,
You already
just
got
be,
those wheels, Ducks.
not enough. I need more.
Okay.
There's always room for more. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Who's saying bolt things there?
Yo, hey, that's it. 9-second things. That's it.
Ooh, imagine that. Yeah, that's fast.
I know.
Holy.
Just be famous. Be famous to be fast. That's it.
Wow, that's me there. Just go around and do a few poses there. All right. Yeah. So, bro, even go and play for a soccer team for a bit there.
Bro, but a fame because you're fast, you can play soccer.
Yeah. Can you play soccer? I don't know, but I can run fast. And lastly, my docs, if there's any young half out there and they go, Tui, how do I like if there's one thing I need to focus on as a young half, what would you tell
them? Just work on your basics, get the fundamental of a halfback nailed down. Just little things, like getting your pass right, getting your catch right, getting your kicking right, most importantly, getting your tackling right. I think if you can nail down, like I said, the fundamentals of a halfback, and you do the fundamentals well, I think everything else will take care of itself. You get better, and you can work on things that little things outside that will make you better. But I think if you get the fundamentals right, you can become a real good player. I think look at the best halfbacks in the game. The fundamentals are probably 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10. You know what I mean? So you get that right, then everything else can take care of itself. So
yeah, beautiful, Togo. I just want to thank you for giving me your time. Time's the most valuable commodity we have as human beings, Togo. So thank you for sharing your time with us, brother, and anybody that listens to this for years to come. I plan on doing this for a long time. So thank you for giving me a shot and an opportunity too, Togo. It means a lot.
No, thanks for having us. Hey, like you said,
yeah.
If you don't shoot your shot, you're not going to know why. So
that's it, Docs. And hopefully that's not the last time we sit down, and who knows, maybe
definitely not.
Come over and have a boil up sometime in the UK, or if we're in Perth, brother, come round, cuzzy.
Yeah, thanks for having us, man. I really do appreciate it, and hopefully, like you said, younger kids can watch this, if not now or in the next couple of years, and pick up a thing or two, and like the way obviously we grew up in the struggles, and like the little things by what can make you be a halfback and stuff like that. So hopefully, some of your kids watching it and they take out whatever they need to take out of it, and makes them become better. So really do appreciate being on here, and thanks for your time too, brother.
Big love to all. Thank you so much for watching this full episode of Mind the Mic. It takes a lot of time, energy, and effort to create these episodes. So to know that you've watched and listened to the entire thing means the world to myself and all our hosts. If you could, before you leave, please hit the subscribe button and share this episode out to as many people as possible. It would help us so much. Thank you again to everybody that's still here, still watching. Thank you for all your comments, all your shares, all the DMs. Appreciate you all. Make sure you follow us on every platform. Have an awesome morning. Have an awesome night, depending on where you are in the world. Mind the mic out.
Oi, have you hit the link in bio yet?
Watch full episodes on YouTube or listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all streaming platforms.